everyone. I must say I am very nervous, so please, well, thank you, Ambassador Waltz, for this invitation. It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. We're way beyond thinking or expecting or assuming for, the person sitting next to you to have the exact same beliefs. We're beyond that. That's ridiculous. But that shouldn't make one person feel less safe than anyone in any room. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security, should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way. I am inspired by their work to build interfaith ties, to see the humanity across the lines which might divide us, and to fight for security and liberty for all those who pray. I look forward to our discussion today, and I hope it will encourage deepened solidarity for us to urgently work together to ensure every person can enjoy the right to believe, to worship, and to live in peace. Barbs, I know you're somewhere listening. I love you so very much. You have been the ultimate light in my life and career for so long. I appreciate you, and I want to make it very clear once again that this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I will continue to stand for that. For the rest of my life, I will care if anyone, anywhere, is being persecuted for their beliefs. Thank you.
Amazing and beautiful convocation. Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And who else do we have here? Oh, and Alex, come on up here, buddy. So this really happened because of Alex. And, you know, the president put out his truth and tweet, and Nicki, you so amazingly responded. And then Alex said, why don't you invite her right here?
Well,
this is the Queen in New York.
I knew the ambassador was a Barb's, by the way.
That's right. But we'd love for you to have that. And Harris, we have you and Nicki, if I can have you up here. I hope you guys are okay with this. But this is, we have this one for you.
Oh, thank you.
And, but that's okay, one better. Ah ha ha, there we go. So that you now have a whole amazing UN Barbs. Or now you're the United Nations Barbs. Yeah. Thank you both. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you so much for having me. When I tell you guys how honored I am, I don't think you understand. My pastor is here. I love you very much, Pastor. But I just want to thank you guys for taking this seriously and to give me a platform. I never in my wildest dreams saw myself here, but you know, God has.
When I was confirmed as ambassador, doing this with you was not necessarily on my bingo card. But you know what? This is what the Lord does. The Lord, He brings people together to protect His flock and to further His word. And we're just honored. We mean this, and I know the president believes this. This isn't about politics. This is about humanity. This is about doing what's right, and I'm just so proud. And then I have one more thing. Pastor Peters, come on up here. So I didn't realize that the pastor is a fellow Army veteran. And if everyone knows this tradition, this is one of my challenge coins. Yeah. Please stand here with me.
Wow.
This is one of my challenge coins. I'm proud, as you said. We need to be proud, and as Alex said, I'm a follower of Christ. But I'm also an Episcopalian, which means I like a good drink, and so it's a bottle opener that you can have. All right, there we go. Yeah, thank you guys. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you. And we're now, in case you didn't know, every country gives a gift to the United Nations. And so we have the United States over there in the UN building. We have a moon rock. And we also have a Norman Rockwell collage that says, treat others as you would have them treat you. And the other key piece is that Trinidad, Tobago, has a set of amazing steel drums that they have on display in there. We pulled them out so that Nicki can play them for us. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, we're going to go with you over and tour the UN headquarters, and we're so thrilled that you joined us today. But thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Hey y'all, so I got a chance to watch the UN with Nicki Minaj. Oh goodness, yes, I enjoyed it. I'm glad that she went out. I'm actually glad that she didn't do a music video, talk about it, followed up with a dance routine. And that's no shade, to the others. I like how she stepped up, because this is not the first time she stepped up on a major topic. If anybody, was paying attention during the pandemic, when it was her versus Boris Johnson, and then, her some of her fans was hitting the streets protesting, saying Dr. Fauci is a liar, all that. Like, I was following all that down to a T. I mean, even with her responding to Boris Johnson, she was even speaking in her British accents when addressing him. But there are some serious things happening in Africa, okay? I didn't even know how bad it was until I literally went on Google and typed in African pastor kills his followers. And I'm seeing like this, all these different articles, different dates, years of this constantly happening. And it's like, Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what Google told me, right? There was something mentioned in the UN from Harris Faulkner, right? She was saying 16 million Christians in Africa are currently displaced. So when I typed that into Google, the AI came up. Over 16 million Christians have been displaced in sub-Saharan Africa, primarily due to violence and persecution, including attacks by Islamic militants. This displacement is part of a larger pattern of religious violence, where 9 out of 10 Christians killed for their faith are located in Africa. Islamic militants? Like, I really thought like these were like militants, like a situation with the closest thing I can come up with is Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda, the movie, right? It was based off a true story. Hopefully I'm saying the name right. I'm thinking it's that type of situation. For it to be Islamic militants and for Google to say this, I would have to do some more research on that. But if that's the case, who is authorizing this? Is there money involved? There were articles that I was reading saying that people have complained to the government, but the government is slow at response to what's happening. And once everything has happened is when they then finally decide to step in, which is why I can see why Trump has come out and said, look, something needs to be done. And I agree. Their own government over there has failed them. Like, man, like, even some of them are cult leaders killing off their own members. So you got militants killing off Christians, and you got others killing off others that are following them off of their teachings. So I'll tell you a story that was mentioned during the address, right?
A big case was a Supreme Court case involving a Christian farmer named Sunday Jackson. He was attacked, slashed on his throat and on his legs by a Fulani militant on his own farm. He tried to run and escape, he couldn't. So he got in this fighting match with him and was able to kill his assailant. He got taken and convicted of first-degree murder. That was upheld at the Supreme Court. He's facing the death penalty for defending himself. That's how defenseless the Christian communities feel. When you go out and you see the Fulani militants that have weapons upon weapons, that begin to have drone technology, all sorts of things.
Where is that coming from?
That it seems to be coming from the porous borders that the Reverend has mentioned.
Wow.
But it is something where the Christian communities, they feel besieged. And so to have the U.S., to have people like Ms. Minaj speak out and say, we have to stop that. If the government is not willing to do it by themselves, then they need that pressure from the international community. It doesn't need to just be the U.S. It doesn't need to just be us. It should be the entire United Nations. It should be all within West Africa, all within Africa, in Europe, and around the world, because more Christians are killed there in Nigeria year after year than any other country.
You can't make this shit up. So it's like, I don't know what's going on over there. This is why I'm not in a rush to go to Africa as a vacation. It's like, okay, they don't want you to be a Christian, but it's okay to join a cult. But then at the same time, the cult leader may just kill their own followers. Like, literally, y'all, there are so many articles. 700 people killed from this. Over 100 people killed, including kids. So Harris Faulkner said, okay, if all this is happening, what's going to happen with the future of Africa? Like, certain parts of Africa. Like, literally, that's my question. You're literally depopulating your own communities, neighborhoods, countries within Africa. It's mind-boggling. It's like you either become Christian and then you get hunted down, or you join a cult and you still get hunted down. If you don't pick one, you still get hunted down. So it's like, is there not a place in Africa where people could just live in peace without having to decide which religion to keep themselves safe? Do you have to automatically join one? So I could see why. And this next part, I did not know that Trump. This is a true fact. Listen to this.
In the face of this evil, one leader has refused to look away. President Trump has made the persecuted church his priority like no other president before him in American history. He was the first U.S. president to convene world leaders right here at the United Nations in 2019 to draw the world's attention to what is happening. He created the Religious Liberty Commission to fight for believers everywhere. And while Nigeria's Christians cried out, he answered, and he has answered loudly. He has reminded the world that protecting Christians is not about politics. It is a moral duty.
So yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in Africa. They definitely are stepping in, but they're thinking about like, okay, if the U.S. is stepping in, other people need to step in from other countries as well. Child. And literally, before I even found the correct video, I was actually on the UN side, UN, right? Watching their live. I'm thinking Nicki's going to talk over there with them. But it's like, what are they even doing? Did they not want to have this combined conversation with the others from over here? Because I saw some of the barbs, I saw unicorns flying through, and people kept telling people, hey, this is not the right live. That's when I found the correct live. But it's like, y'all just sit in a circle, and y'all, well, half a circle, whatever. Read off an entire paper dissertation that you have typed up, and then you clock out. I swear they have been saying there's terrorism in this part, and this part, and this part since middle school, when I started noticing certain things. But this has been happening before I was born, and it's like, child, follow the money. That's all I'm gonna say. But outside that, I am glad that Nicki went out and did this. It did bring some light. I could see why, back in the day, they would not allow celebrities to do this, to talk out on certain things unless it worked with a certain narrative. So we're in a different world now, a different future where celebrities can now be like, look, y'all, we got to pay attention to this. So I do see like there were people, they're now realizing, okay, something is happening over in Africa. So yeah, it's crazy. And yes, I want this to be my first story because I am going back to doing viral stories because we're hitting a slow season. No TV shows, no movies. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of Christmas movies and then reviews and then upload them for y'all for November. I'll upload those in December. So for now, I'll be doing some viral stories. I'm glad she did shed light, and I find it real cheesy. You got some people talking about something, I guess it's time for her to get fitted for a red hat, and it's just like, at least she's talking about it. Like, I'm not, like, if a celebrity is willing to put light to something that is catastrophic or something seriously bad is happening, I'm all for it. Like, let me see what you got to say. Let me see something. Because to be honest, we only make up 13% of the U.S., according to the U.S. Census. Unless, there's, again, I've mentioned this in a whole different video, unless there's people not, saying anything or filling out the census. But yeah, only 13%. So to have 16 million displaced due to their religion of being Christian, and their home is destroyed and village destroyed or farm crops destroyed because they don't agree or go with whoever's doing it. I'm sorry, but it seems, my question to you is, what do you think your ancestors would have done if they were still over there? Like, I'm pretty sure there's people over there fighting back. But during the address, they were saying there's only but so much fighting you can do on your own before you need help from the outside. And I mentioned the census because we already have our black on black crime here in America, right? And then now you're having large numbers happening in Africa. We should be having these high numbers of black people around the world, not eliminating each other. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm glad that light has been shed onto this situation. And I think there was like one story that I forgot to mention. It was a story that I almost reported on. I don't know where my mind was at the time, but it was a Jamaican pastor, I believe. I know it's not in Africa, but in general, Jamaican pastor. He had all his followers dressed up in all white, and I believe they went to his house at night, to praise and, talk about faith and all this and that. But there was a line. And one woman said that she felt uneasy. She felt like something was wrong. The reason why, and I can't find the video of her talking. I can't find it anywhere. I was looking for it yesterday when I found out Nicki was doing this. People were going in, but nobody was coming back out the house. One person screamed, but people still kept going in. The police was called. Come to find out, the pastor was slicing every single member from his church that was coming into his house. I believe it was his house. I saw other houses, so correct me if I'm wrong for those who know the story. Just one by one. Police called. News arrived. The woman who was talking about, her side of the story, that's how I found out, because they're literally doing this live while this situation has already happened. And it's like, are y'all possessed? In U.S. history, over where I am, we learned about the Salem witch trials. We learned about Tituba. We learned about witchcraft and sacrifices and all this and that. Yes, they do teach that. I don't know if they teach it now, but when I was in school, they did teach us this. And so it's like, okay, these sacrifices are these rituals. Like, how is this a good thing to kill off your own, depopulizing blacks? I'm trying to get it out. Like, y'all are literally just going through depopulizing, just killing off your own, and it's not making sense. That's why I'm saying it's happening way too much in Africa, and now it's happening in other parts. But it seems that they're putting real focus on Africa because a lot of it is happening, and now they're going after Christians. They're going after anybody that don't feed into what they want them to be. And again, there's a movie y'all should watch. I was supposed to do a review on it. There's over 10,000 religions across the world, and I believe the film is called Hierarchy. Hold on, I'll get it for y'all. No, not Hierarchy. Heredity. No, damn it, what is that movie? The film is called Heretic. And the dude asked a question about, what do you think all these religions have in common? Like, and he mentioned the answer. I kind of forgot, but y'all are going to go check that out. Like, it gets you thinking. But, hey, it is what it is. Also, due to her performance, do y'all think that Nicki should be appointed a position close to this? I don't know. I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. Her sitting on the board or being some type of ambassador. What do y'all think about that? You're welcome to comment on what you all think about what's going on in Africa, how Nicki did. And make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you on the next video.